you already know that probiotics make a world of difference in your gut health and that fermented foods are an excellent source of that healthy bacteria. But how do you add more fermented foods into your diet, especially if you're not a fan of that sour taste that fermented foods have? Not to worry, after this you'll walk away with a couple different meal ideas that are incorporating 2 different versions of sauerkraut that feature it as the star ingredient that aren't overly sour and easy as heck. Today I'll demonstrate how to make 2 easy gut-friendly lunch recipes that are probiotic packed with fermented foods incorporated. First I'll show you how to make this incredible light and creamy soup, and then we'll assemble a salad that pairs super nicely with it. A little soup, a little salad, it's giving Olive Garden but at home and friendly for your gut. You'll want to stay till the end of today's video because I'm going to reveal a specific method on how to eat these foods together that's going to maximize your digestion and minimize your symptoms. So we can say bye to bloat and discomfort. Before we head to my kitchen, hi friend, it's your girl Serena. I'm here to help you get gut relief and reclaim your energy through education of what a gut-friendly diet and lifestyle looks like. Good news, I have written all of the recipes out from today's video into a guide, which I'll have linked down below. And I'm including other recipes incorporating fermented foods that you can add into your diet, like a gut-friendly dinner and dessert, because I know you have a sweet tooth. Be sure to grab it on your way out of here. Ready to get cooking? Let's go.
First up on the gut-friendly lunch menu is a creamy dill and sauerkraut soup. In case you were wondering about my outfit change, I even have different nails. I filmed this on a day where I had made this recipe and other recipes that are in the guide that I linked down below for a small group of my friends and family to try to incorporate more probiotic foods into their diet. As you already saw, I washed and sliced both carrots and celery, and now I'm chopping up some mushrooms. Off camera, I discarded the unused ends of the celery and the carrots into that plastic bag, and I'm saving them for another day so that I can make bone broth for them. So if you want to see that recipe, I have it on both my Instagram and my TikTok. And now I'm washing my baby potatoes and dicing those up and adding them to the pot. Next up, I added the delicious gut-friendly sauerkraut to the strainer so that I can rinse it off a little bit, so it's not too sour inside the soup. I'm going to be drying them out with a paper towel afterwards. If you have it, I recommend using a tea towel to dry out the sauerkraut instead of paper towels, because as you'll see, when I'm squeezing out the liquid, it totally rips, as paper towels often do. So don't make the same mistake as me. Please use an actual towel instead of a paper towel, because look at that, it's like not easy to get out of there. Next up, we're adding all of the liquid ingredients. So I tried to open this can, couldn't open the can, had to ask my boy for help because I can never open anything. And with much difficulty and perseverance, I finally got the cream of mushroom soup out into the pot, and it ended up looking like SpongeBob on April Fool's Day. Next up on the list of liquid ingredients, I'm adding some chicken stock to the pot. Feel free to use any kind of broth that you'd like, bone broth, veggie broth. All of them are equally appropriate in this use case. So now I'm adding some seasoning. The dill cap was giving me some difficulty, so I asked for some assistance once again. And here I'm adding about a whole tablespoon of dried dill. Finally, I added the pot onto the stove and set the burner up to high, just so that everything could boil, and then I'm just gonna set it down to medium after I see those bubbles come out. I mixed up everything together and added some water just to make sure that the liquid level was above all of the ingredients. But can you spot something that I forgot? That's right, I forgot to add the chicken sausage initially when I put this on the burner. So when I remembered the chicken sausage, I sliced that up and added it into the pot of already pretty hot soup, as you can see from the steam. In total, it took me only about an hour to make this soup, with the chopping all the vegetables taking the longest. So depending on the size of your pot and how much liquid you add, it may be even shorter. And that was simple, right? Let me know if you try this.
Next on the menu for our probiotic-packed wannabe Olive Garden soup and salad combo, a beet sauerkraut and apple salad. The ingredients you'll need to assemble this salad and its dressing are as follows. Some mixed greens, an apple, I'm using a pink lady apple, cucumber, a can of chickpeas, raw pumpkin seeds, this gorgeous beet red sauerkraut from Cleveland Kitchen. For the chickpea topping, I'm going to be popping them in the air fryer so that they can get nice and crispy, and I'm going to be seasoning them with some garlic salt and some pepper, keeping those on there with some sprayed avocado oil. We're gonna dress the salad with a honey and garlic dressing. So for that, you're gonna need olive oil, rice vinegar, some honey. I'm using this Manuka honey, but you don't have to, just as long as it's raw organic honey, and some garlic cloves. Also, for a little added protein and fiber, I'm going to be adding a little bit of chia seeds to my dressing. That's totally optional and not necessary for the flavor. First of all, I'm going to chop up my apple and my cucumber. Let's go. I actually learned how to cut apples from a place called Corner Bakery that I worked at for 2 years. We would cut apples in the morning for I think it was called a Swiss oatmeal, but it was just oatmeal that we would mix with milk and yogurt and serve cold. And it had apples and bananas, raisins in it. It was really good, but like a lot of people thought it was healthy, but it had a lot of sugar in it. So that's kind of not healthy. Try out this apple. Super sweet and refreshing. It's gonna pair well with the sourness of the sauerkraut. Okay, next up, the cucumber. Next up, I'm going to roast my chickpeas. I'm gonna heat up my air fryer. I'm gonna set it to 380 degrees. Back to opening this can while that heats up. Every time I open a can of chickpeas, my cat comes running over and it's like, meh, like that. Just because he thinks I'm opening up a tuna can. Okay, so I'm gonna strain these chickpeas. Now that I have my chickpeas washed, I have a plate that is lined with paper towels and I'm gonna dry them off before I put them in the air fryer. Now, normally when I am frying something in the air fryer, I would put oil and seasoning on it in the beginning, but I checked out this recipe on how to roast chickpeas in the air fryer and it said to add it afterwards. You just worry about getting those crispy. Here it is. Transfer those. So I'm gonna set it for 12 minutes. While that's going in the air fryer, I'm gonna mix up my dressing. So I have the cap and my jar, and I'm gonna make my dressing. Oh, before I can really do that, honestly, I need to cut up some garlic cloves, mince those up really quick. This is there's probably a more legit way to open up a garlic clove than what I'm doing right here, but I'm not a professional. I just learned how to cook from YouTube, if I'm being honest. Okay, 3 garlic cloves, that sounds good. Ugh, come on now. Also, I've seen that hack where people will put their garlic cloves into a jar and just shake it vigorously, and so like it'll peel it for them automatically. I have tried that. It sort of kind of works. And using another dish, jar, whatever, to do that hack, and then you just have to wash it after. Like, it's saving you time on the front end, but not on the back end. And I, for one, hate doing dishes. Do I recommend that hack? Not really. Maybe I was doing it wrong. Either way, here I am, peeling my garlic by hand, and maybe potentially wasting my time, but at least I don't have to do another dish. Because that's the bane of my existence. Oh, forgot to mention, with the chickpeas, you need to shake them every 5 minutes. It's been 4 minutes. At 7, oh, okay, I can shake it now. At this point, they look like this. Not quite what we're going for. We want them crispier. So, back in them. They've been shaken. Mince up my garlic cloves. Trying to figure out a way to do this where people don't judge me. Yeah. We don't like to be judged. Although we can't really control that, can we? Oh,
She's a professional. Watch. She got it figured out. Look at that garlic. 6 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Let's go. Rice vinegar. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have olive oil right here. This olive oil. It says half a cup. I have a 1/4 cup right here, so I'm gonna add 2 of these. Do not get it twisted that I'm adding 2. If you are using a half cup, just do the half cup, okay? Here's my honey. I have a 1/2 teaspoon here, so I'm gonna add 8 of these because we want 4 teaspoons in total. Here we go, using a knife now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 4 teaspoons right there in total that I put inside of this. Now I'm adding the chia seeds. 3 tablespoons. Come on. 1, 2, 3. And some of that papaya seed pepper. Tastes just like regular pepper. So now I'm gonna shake up this whole thing. Hey, how you doing? What can I get you tonight? You seeing anybody? Oh, you're here with friends. Haha, cool. Cool. Okay, it's coming together. Look at that. There's still some honey on the side. I'm gonna try and get all of that. Let's call that our dressing. I'm gonna try it. See if it needs anything. Trying it out. Ooh, that's good. Just tastes like Italian dressing, to be honest, but like not with all the junk in it. You just make it yourself? What? Oh my god. We can assemble the salad now. Okay, well that's like a handful. Cucumber. Nice sourness and color. That's probably like 2 tablespoons that I just added. And then I'm gonna add my chickpeas. The moment of truth. Doesn't that look so healthy? In my bite, I have some chickpeas, some beets, some greens, and some apple with dressing, lots of chia seeds. Let's give it a try. Gotta say, that is bomb. Highly recommend for a meal prep. I feel like it was super easy to do. I don't know about you, but you can let me know when you make it for yourself. Not only are you getting the benefits of the sauerkraut, which are a probiotic, you're also getting some prebiotics in here as well in form of the apple, and the dark and leafy greens are also on top of that a prebiotic. If you're having some gut issues, here is a lunch idea that you could pair with the soup that I showed you how to make, and they're delicious together. If you make either of these recipes, I would love if you would share your thoughts and your photos with me on Instagram. Be sure to tag me at Soul Total Wellness Coaching. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat this. Now that you have those 2 easy, gut-friendly meal ideas to take away, I just wanna tell you how you can eat them in a specific order that's gonna maximize your nutrition and minimize your symptoms. You know, I presented in the video the soup first because that takes longer to make, but I wouldn't recommend eating that first. I actually recommend eating the salad first. If you've never heard of this is something called food combining or food order. Typically, when we are eating something that's maybe has multiple components, most meals do, right? We wanna have our raw, uncooked thing, so in this case, the salad, before we have our cooked thing, which is the soup. The reasoning behind this is that when our digestive system is taking in all of these different components and breaking them down, certain foods are faster than others when it comes to metabolizing them and taking them from the stomach to the intestines. For instance, fruits are one of the fastest things that our body can metabolize into sugars. I may have a longer video in the future explaining more about food combining and food order,
But for now, I am focusing on making more recipe videos for you, and so that you can continue to add more probiotic foods into your diet. So next time I'm going to be posting a video on easy meal ideas that are for dinner that you can incorporate fermented foods so that they can help you diversify your gut microbiome. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. In the meantime, before you can get those dinner recipe ideas, you can download today's freebie that's going to be linked down below once again, and you can watch some other videos of mine that I'll have up on the screen. I appreciate you, and I celebrate your path to phenomenal gut health.